Gather around, Island lovers. It's Demi and Jasmine with your Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. This episode is brought to you by Plant People. Plant People offers solutions for sleep, stress, recovery, cognition, and immunity. And I'll tell you right now, your girls need all of the above. Plant People supplements work because they focus on quality, potency, and absorption. They work with doctors, scientists, and chefs to create delicious products that actually deliver results. Plant People sources from the world's best farms to invest in quality ingredients for effective remedies. I use the anxiety and stress relief supplements to boost my mood and to help me feel calm and honestly just closer to a normal person. You can check them out at www.plantpeople.co/firepitchat and be sure to use code FIREPITCHAT for 15% off your entire order. www.plantpeople.co/firepitchat. 15% off your entire order. I thought I had some right next to me, but it's across from me. We have the Wonder Sleep gummies and the Be Calms, which are...
You don't take the Wonder Sleeps. I'm literally almost out of mine.
I don't take the Wonder Sleeps because I'm so scared.
There's no melatonin.
Okay, that's really helpful because for all you girlies out there who have crippling anxiety and night terrors, melatonin can make your bad dreams worse, and they give you like super vivid dreams. So I try to stay away from supplemental melatonin. I know we all got melatonin, running wild in our brains sometimes, but yeah. Okay, that's helpful. That's good to know.
Very. Okay, so episode 45, we are dealing with the decision of Whitney and Lochan. And everyone in the villa is confused along with us. Mm-hmm. And I'm still not happy with the decision. Like, I still don't understand the reasoning. Like, she never really said it.
She let Lochan do all the talking, which I think was a mistake because he's just like too nice to give it to us real. Because at the end of the day, what Lochan said was reasons for them to stay. Like, they'll for sure, he said, reasons we sent them home. They'll for sure have something on the outside, guaranteed. Okay, question mark. They have a genuine connection that we all can see. Okay, giving reasons why they should be here over Mitch and Ella. And what was C? It was like they're a strong couple that have had time together.
Right.
Okay, so like, why not give them the last week and a half? I really didn't feel like they could explain it because they can't say the producers made us.
Right, because when Whitney was like, and then, I thought about character, and Mitch is a huge character on the show. And honestly, everything Tyrique said was exactly true. Like, what are we talking about? It actually made no sense. He was like, how do you know that they would even work on the outside? Because you didn't even give them enough time on the inside. And like in the stage of the game and the show, we're supposed to keep the strongest couple. Like when he's like, we didn't choose based off of the strongest couple. It's like, but why?
Right, but like you're up there choosing who should go home or stay because the public voted you the strongest couple. So then they're on 2-4, should vote for the strongest couple. Like, that's the whole literal premise of the show. It's why you're standing there right now making this decision. Like, I just am not here for... I love Whitney. I love everything else she said that episode. She was so funny with Jess in the dressing room, which we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But like, I just like, for this one thing, I cannot get behind Whitney.
No, me neither. And it was pulling me. It was a gravitational push and pull because I was like, I love Whitney so much, but that decision was absolutely whack. I don't get it.
It was asinine. It was asinine. Like, it makes no sense.
I don't know what that word means.
It was like preposterous, like insanely not right,
Fill in the one word I don't know with more big words. Like, no, I'm just kidding. It was out of this world.
As soon as they came back, I loved it, like them showing Ella and Tyrique like trying to figure out what's gonna happen. I just like love seeing those little behind the scenes moments. Yes. And when Whitney's like, yeah, we sent them home, Ella was like, why? What? Like, a lot of people could not believe it. And I think that says everything. Honestly, no one else in the villa could believe it except for Molly, this episode.
Oh my God.
Molly and Abby were cringing me out so bad with their antics separately. And just, Molly was just acting like a fool. She was like, I'm glad you got rid of Katie. That's my problem. Like, if Katie was, like, I'm such the opposite girl. I would want Katie to say to see if Zach would graft me more. Like, I'm so opposite of Molly in that. And I think the bottom line for that, I'm sorry, I'm switching.
I know. We'll circle back. But
yeah.
You can keep going on your thought.
Okay. I think the thing about Molly that comes off so ingenuine and so weird is that I think she really does like Zach and she really cares, but she does really want to make it seem like to everyone else that what they have is good, what they have is perfect. We don't really fight. But then she'll throw in like how she really feels about Katie not being there and being like, well, all my problems are solved. I'm like, but in the real world, girls are aplenty.
Yeah, and like, why were you so insecure about Katie being there? Like, and it's weird because then in the morning, Jess and Whitney and someone else were saying, Molly thinks that because Katie left, that the problems are gonna leave. And Jess goes, no, it's Zach. It's like, Zach's the problem, which is like crazy how we haven't heard anything about Zach and Molly, but now we're getting like the cracks are showing. But it was just so sus to me. Like, why was Molly so threatened by Katie?
Right. And then why are we, if you have been this threatened by Katie, you've been threatened by her this whole time since you came back.
Which is why you don't bring up, because you don't bring up to your mans the root of all your insecurity, because you don't want to cause a fight, because you're a cool girl, you're down, you're chill,
nothing bothers you,
right? And that's why you never said anything. And like, why does she keep bringing up that send the girl who dumped me, sent me home? It's like, you came back, dude. And I was listening to, a few insights that I got from listening to the main podcast with Leah Montel and then Catherine and Ella. But I'll stay on the Katie thing. Nope, I lost my train of thought, so I'm going back to this thing. With Whitney sending Katie and Uzi home. They were saying, which someone on YouTube did point out, that there was a fight between Katie and Whitney that was so bad, like security had to come and stop them. That wasn't aired over Zach. So I feel like
Zach.
Yeah, over Zach in Casa. So the Casa boys like relayed this info to like some Casa girls.
They had this fight in Casa?
Yes. Like, because that was that whole thing with Katie, Zach, and Whitney, that weird triangle headed into Casa.
I forgot.
I know.
About Whitney and Zach.
I know.
Oh.
So apparently they had a thing, which if Whitney doesn't like Katie, then she definitely sent Katie and Uzi home because she didn't like Katie.
Well, because that makes sense.
Yeah. No other logic makes sense. Like just make it make sense. Like, for real. Like, it was bothering me so much with Whitney, and I didn't want to be annoyed by Whitney because I like her.
Right.
But she's like, I just tell the truth. It's like, but you haven't even said anything. You're saying nothing and you're saying everything. Like, you're not telling us why you said it. You just like, I didn't vote for the strongest couple. It's like, then why did you vote then?
Right. I wish she just said, like, me and Katie obviously had our problems.
Yeah, right.
And so I sent her home.
She would never.
But like, her thing is honesty and truth.
True that.
So be honest and true. Like, yeah. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I wouldn't have thought about it twice. If you just told me like I straight up don't like that girl, or if we saw that fight, I wouldn't have had to like literally rack my brain for a reason.
Yeah.
But I wonder, like, Whitney must know they didn't show the fight. So, unless producers cut out her saying like me and Katie had issues. Because if you have a big blow up fight that security or production has to stop,
right,
you have to assume. I mean, on every other show that would be aired.
I mean, they did have that beef. Like, remember when it was like all about Sammy and Jess, and then it like switched to like Katie and Whitney yelling at each other? So like, remember when they were like yelling across the villa? Katie started like crying, and we're like, why is Katie crying? Like, because Whitney didn't pull her. She's like, I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah.
So as much as Whitney's very straight up, there are some pink flags.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
No one's perfect. But she's the queen, and she should handle herself with beauty and grace. And
right.
We saw a little bit of
right. She is beauty. She is grace. She is a little shady sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's okay.
Because it makes zero sense. So stop trying to like you're actually like insulting my intelligence by me. You're trying to make us believe that this was whatever this thing that you're telling us, because Mitch should not be there. Mitch, like Ella said, has 9 fucking lives.
And Mitch is not a character. Mitch is a joke, actually. He's not a character. He's like a punchline. So I don't stand for that. But just don't insult our intelligence. Like you said, it's the perfect way to put it. Just don't make me believe something so stupid. Just be like, I had my reasons.
Exactly. And then with the Molly and Katie thing, now I'm remembering, was that India was saying on the podcast that she thinks that Zach was robbed a Casa experience, that he doesn't really want to be with her. Like, they think that too. And
so the Islanders think that, like, too.
India, Sam.
Okay.
The podcast host.
Okay.
For the Real Love Island podcast. They were saying, like, India was saying, like, I just believe that Zach was robbed a Casa experience, and that's why he, like, wanted to... Is he doing something crazy?
I feel like he's about to go number 2.
Oh, no.
Okay.
He's just literally a rescue, so he literally will pace this all day long.
No.
That's why you're, like, watching him, and I'm so used to this.
Because when my dog circle, he's, like, getting ready to, you know...
I'll die. I'm like, no, he doesn't do that. You're like... But yeah, so they think that he is just smooth sailing. They think she's into him more than Zach's into her. Obviously, she has her wedding dress picked out.
100%. She's literally already made the boxes to ask her friends to be her bridesmaids. Like,
for real.
I can't be convinced otherwise that she is obsessed in love with Zach.
Yeah,
and I also super agree that Zach is probably most likely smooth sailing right now, and he's not super into Molly, because throughout this episode it also showed me that, like, she was upset.
Oh my god.
And he's just like, she asked for space, he gives her some space, then he comes over, he gives her some water, and he said, I know you want some space, and she says out loud to him, no, I do not want any space. And he said, just walked away, didn't even respond to that, just walked away.
He's so contradictory, like, because in him talking to Lochan, he's like, I don't want the space. I don't want the space. And then when it comes down to her saying she doesn't want the space, he's like, but I'm gonna give you space though.
Right. I'm just like, if you really like this girl and she said, no, I don't want space anymore, like, I would think most guys, I mean, they're so stupid, but I would think most guys would be like, okay, let's talk. And then I
feel like we watched the epitome of what a boy's brain is with Zach.
Yeah.
Molly said he wants space, and we watched a girl and a guy literally do the way of thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Molly didn't want space. She wanted him to come. Zach said, I want space. So he literally did talk to her all day.
He took it so literally.
Exactly. It's so funny.
Whenever, just a PSA for every single male out there, if a girl says she wants space, like, I would say, like, 8 times out of 10, she wants the complete opposite of space.
Facts.
But there are those 2 times out of 10 where, like, leave her the fuck alone.
Totally.
So, you
have to know what kind of space she's talking about.
Right. Read your audience. Like, you know. Like, look at Molly. Look at Molly. You think she wants space.
They don't know.
She literally can't stop staring at him.
I know. She's obsessed.
Obsessed.
And then we have Abi.
Oh, honestly...
Okay, so hold on. Let me finish my thought. Because I was mad that Whitney didn't choose Katie and Uzi out of principle, because the principle is the fact that Uzi and Katie should still be here because they are the strongest couple. And at week 7, you're supposed to pick the strongest couples. So this logic makes no fucking sense. And it's one of those things I'm never going to understand, which is so frustrating.
Yeah, very.
It's like one of those decisions that just has been made for all of us.
Right.
And we had no,
now we have to deal with the consequences.
I can't even think.
Like, she made our bed, but we have to lie in it.
Exactly.
You know?
It's the most frustrating thing ever.
Totally.
So,
Rocket has a golf ball in his mouth.
This is why I hate bringing him here. He's just psychotic.
No, I mean, Clark just has, like, golf balls laying around on the floor. Like, dogs can't differentiate different kind of balls. He's
Clark,
like,
aren't you getting the picture when we pick up the golf balls and put them on your desk? He's like, nope.
No, literally. He's like, what's my golf ball doing on my desk? Well, what's your golf ball doing on the floor? And whenever my dog goes for the golf balls, he's be like, he should know not to go for them. I'm like, it's a ball and he's a dog. Like, enough. Anyway,
so moral of the story is I was mad, but I'm also very glad that we have some drama at week 7.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. We could be snoozing at this point. We
Like,
could literally be watching them yawn.
Exactly.
So true.
So at least we have something. Like, as much as Abi is doing it out of
bitterness.
Literally, it's so obvious.
And like her being like, that's what's upsetting me the most is I'm not bitter. Abi, a blind man can see you're bitter. Like, it's so bad.
It's so obvious that she's just crazy.
No, like, she looks so crazy.
She's so crazy.
Like, she looks like the crazy ex-girlfriend.
And Mitch is just like, the fact that Abi can make Mitch look so sane.
And like a suave, smooth player. Like, Abi, you're doing yourself dirty, bro.
I know. And like, I love when she was having the talk with Ella. And Mitch is like, you're just obsessed. Like,
yeah.
I never said that in my life.
It's just like the one hand, like just the nonchalance of his body language, just being like, okay, we'll roll the tapes, babe. Okay. Like, just like, it was like he was talking to a child.
No, for real. It was crazy.
Crazy. Mitch, the guy who whispered in bed to Molly, I'm never talking to you again. And then proceeded to graft her. Like, you're making this man look sane.
It's wild.
It's so sad.
I know. I really feel bad because, like, I don't think she realizes like how crazy she looks.
No, it's quite literally like watching a train wreck. You just cannot look away, but
No.
you know, like, damage is occurring.
They obviously still like each other. Like, Abi still likes Mitch,
and Mitch has something for Abi because he keeps like trying to like undermine Abi with Scott a little bit, being like, you don't really like him. She's just there because she's desperate. That was in the look for tomorrow's episode.
That was such a good look.
And so, like, if you really don't like this girl, though, and she's, like, pretending to move on with someone else, you're like, anyone, take her, anyone. So I think, like, a part of him likes at least that she's jealous or something.
Yeah, I think this is the first time in the villa that he's even had somebody care about him this much.
Right.
Or, like, have someone they
fancy him.
Jealous of Mitch for, you know?
True.
But it's so weird. Like, I don't know how she doesn't see the thing with Scott, how it's like embarrassing for Scott.
Yeah.
And like, Abi, you didn't stay here because of you. Like, but she truly believes it. It's wild.
I think she thinks like the public has her back.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're collateral that we had to keep around.
Literally.
Because we want Scott here.
Exactly.
And now poor Scott's just like not getting a fair end to his Love Island journey because he's just kind of like a pawn in Abi's twisted game.
It's so weird. I kind of just want Abi and Mitch to get back together.
I know, ideally,
like,
honestly.
That would be so good.
But Ella is just like continues to come across like she does not want anything to do with Mitch, in my opinion.
Of course. She doesn't like Mitch.
And weren't they like, was it Abi that was like, you came in here for Ty first? Or was it Ella that said that?
Abi.
And then she was like, no, I pulled Ty because we have history.
But I
took Mitch on the date. And it's like, well, you just wanted to shake things up. You didn't pull Ty. You thought you could be the one that turned Ty's head. You said that. Like, you just did that like for fun, but your heart was with Mitch.
A fantastic bombshell.
Bombshell is bombshelling.
She should have been in Casa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Molly should not have been back.
No.
Like, why you do that to Zach?
No, I know. I would die to see how Zach moved.
I know.
So curious. But yeah, I mean, because he really is just like, he was sitting to Mitch talking about this whole Molly situation. And Mitch, again, told him basically she wants you to talk to her. And he was like, well, no. And then he was like, to be honest with you, I'm going to say something completely just a secret between me and you. And I'm listening I'm like, my eyes are wide on the captions. I'm like, I'm going to hear some juicy stuff. And he said, I just want to make sure we handle this the right way.
Yeah, because did he even ever even say anything? Because I was wondering what secret I got from that.
No, he said, I want to make sure we handle this in the right way. Why did that need to be a secret?
Oh, because he was like his boyfriend, girlfriend coming next. And he was like, that's when he was like, I want to see how we handle things. Because, and that's where I think
so AKA
Molly
no.
knows Zach doesn't like any beef to fight.
Yes.
And I think that's why she's holding her tongue. I just like, it doesn't mesh with me. Like even India and them were like, Molly just has already envisioned their TikTok dances they're gonna do together, and that is so not gonna happen.
No, like she has their wedding hashtag
exactly
already.
It's really scary. And
Maul's last Zach, you know what I mean, instead of Maul's last dance. I don't know, like she's like gone through the options in her head.
I would love to hear them,
but Zach is not going to close it off. He's not going to ask her. He's just biding time to get to the finale.
To get off the island.
That's what he's
doing.
Please, let me out.
Honestly. And then Ty does that cute thing with Ella.
So cute.
That was really cute.
So cute.
I was cheesing.
Honestly, they look so happy, the two of them.
I agree.
Like, we've seen a lot of those big moments on the show, asked to be boyfriend, girlfriend. None seemed as genuine to me as this. This was like top number one. I literally felt it in my heart for them.
Yeah, me too.
That was like a beautiful moment. Like, be toxic, but like, you do, when it's good, it is really good.
It's so good.
It's so cute.
They were really, really cute. And like after Ty said that, they both like had the biggest smile on their face. Like it was a really, really cute moment.
They seemed so happy. I felt like they just got engaged.
I also love how original it was with the beanbags outsides. Like we didn't see anything that he took an idea from.
Right.
They didn't eat any of the strawberries, which did annoy me.
I know. I was like, those look like
they were like melting in the heat. I was like, can we please get those in the mouth?
Right. Like just don't waste them then.
No.
Like just put the beanbags there. We didn't need the fruit.
I know. He went through all that effort.
Right.
Melted the chocolate in a separate cup over a steamed
Right.
water. Who
and
taught
then you
him how to
didn't
do that?
Right.
I was so impressed.
Yeah, that's culinary.
Some producers had it set up and it was like, okay, start stirring.
Yeah.
That was really, really cute.
So adorable.
Yeah.
So they're winning the show.
Well, it's funny because people always think that Tyrique is trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that Whitney was already told that they were our favorite couple, then Ty like does this. I don't think he
had to pull out all the stops to get to number one.
I'm not saying that because I genuinely think he feels that way.
Yeah, I do too.
but it doesn't hurt.
It does not hurt. The timing is right.
Exactly.
He's like, oh, Whitney just got voted number one. Time to do a big display of emotion.
That's so true. Yeah, they're like in the runnings.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like Whitney, Lochan, I just feel awkward whenever I say his name because I feel like I'm mispronouncing it.
I heard them say so it's lock, so like a lock. So I always think of that.
Lock. Okay.
It.
And Tyrique and Ella like up for the number one spot.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is kind of just irrelevant. But someone will be there. Justin, Sammy, I guess. They didn't get in the bottom and they were like so chuffed about it.
But I'm sorry, it wasn't hard to not be in the bottom with Amber and Josh and fucking Mitch and Ella.
Right, like you guys are like a somewhat OG couple. Meanwhile, we have like people who just met.
Exactly.
They don't even know each other's last names.
Like they're not wasting their vote on you.
Right. So, and then in the dressing room, I thought it was really funny. Whitney said to Jess, like, at least I'm not carrying Sammy. And that just spoke to all of our hearts.
I know.
That was
amazing. So funny because
amazing.
I was like, damn, are they really thinking that?
They must know. But then if they know, then Jess, what is you doing? Exactly. But Jess doesn't care.
I really want to go back on the podcast and like hear what they think about the Jesse and Sammy thing.
Yeah.
But then Leah did come on and said how genuine Katie and Uzi were. Like she was like saying how Katie wanted to talk to Uzi that whole Casa thing. And we knew she did. She said it, but Ella just stole him and didn't let him talk to anybody else.
Right. And then like she's not going to come in between that.
Right.
But also, and also she couldn't get in between Ella and Uzi because all the girls were like hyped for Ella.
Right.
And then also playing devil's advocate, Leah and Katie were really close in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm sure she's gonna like say that.
Yeah, I don't think Katie was liked very much in there.
It doesn't seem like
she was a bombshell to shake stuff up.
Yeah.
So,
like, I don't think she was in there to like make new friends.
No.
Yeah.
She was not. But then she did post on Instagram a photo of her and Uzi.
Yeah, at the airport though. It looked like it. It looked like they were in the terminal, like waiting for their bags to be put on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
We'll see.
I'm not sold.
Not holding our breath.
No.
It's always the 3-month mark.
Always. That's very telling.
You think anybody from this season will last?
I think Ella and Tyrique could last like 6 months.
Yeah, it's a solid number.
Because I think she'll give him a few chances before she ends it, honestly.
My bet is 3.
3 for Ella and Tyrique?
Yeah.
Justin, Sammy, what's your bet?
2 weeks.
I think it's going to be like a Casey and
Facts.
What's her face situation?
Rosie.
Yeah. Like, I do think Sammy could and would ghost Jess, even after all they've been through.
He will 100%.
Yeah.
He just can't right now. He will look hated. Like, he will be hated.
Mm-hmm.
And he will look terrible. So
Sammy's just like one of those guys that tells all your friends how much he likes you, but then like he doesn't tell you how much he likes you, and then he also doesn't like you. Like, we know those guys.
He literally is just, it's like, it reminds me of that when I was telling you about when I went to Lacoste and I found this guy attractive. Like, I would never find him attractive. I literally think back and I'm like, ugh. Like, yeah. I just feel like that happened. Like, he's in the personality, there's no one else around. Mm-hmm. Like, they clearly mesh well.
Everyone's rooting for you guys.
Yeah, but it's when the real world hits, like, even when Leah and Montel were like, we just FaceTime for the first time and it was so awkward. Like, and he had to DM me to get my number.
Right.
Like, you guys don't even have each other's numbers. Like, and Jess and Sammy might get each other's numbers. Or they might stick to DM. Like, I don't even know if Sammy's getting Jess's number.
Like, Sammy's gonna, like, Snapchat her.
Literally. Like, oh my god. Yeah, I can't stand Sammy.
We know how you play games, Sammy. And I think I could like Sammy if he wasn't doing this to Jess.
Agree, because there were funny moments.
Yes.
With the beanbag. I was dying at that.
Like, he's a little bit funny.
Yeah.
But, and I get it. Like, these are characters more or less on a show. So when I say I hate Sammy, I don't mean I hate his soul.
Right.
I'm sure he's a good person. I just mean, like, his character on the show, I'm not vibing with. Don't hate anyone. But I think I would like Sammy a lot more if he just wasn't doing this to Jess and stringing her along. I could respect. If he was just like,
well, some of the things he says is a little like.
Also, he's like disrespectful.
Exactly.
To women. I forgot about that.
Don't be blinded by him running with the beanbags.
I know, like, I'm just so blinded when someone says something funny, dude.
I know, it was really cute, but I was like, don't forget, like, he's just, that's just immaturity. That comes with age. Like,
yeah. I mean, it was certainly disrespectful.
100%.
Yeah, that I forgot about for a second. But now that you reminded me, I do not stand for that.
There you go. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
So I guess tomorrow we'll see that juicy challenge. Whatever, I'm here for the drama that Mitch and Abi bring.
Totally. I just want to see them blow it up at this point because I just can't be arsed for that baby challenge.
Them to just like get back together. Like, I just think that would be unreal.
Imagine.
Because I truly think they both want to be together.
I do too at the end of the day.
I think Abby's too prideful though.
And Mitch is just like weird.
Mitch is too prideful. They're both too prideful, but they want each other.
But you guys have no reason. Like, you have no room to be prideful. Do you know what I mean?
I know, right?
You're Debbie Desperados. Act like it.
So I guess we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
See ya.
Thank you guys all for listening to Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. I'm your host, Demi, and this is Jasmine. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. So be sure to leave us a 5-star review and share with your fellow island lover. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.